Well, let's be honest, we're all looking for moments on this show to clip on social media, so that's why this segment is perfect. We're gonna go, I'll change my mind on everyone, but we're gonna call it Prove Me Wrong, because on this show we're original. So X, the floor is yours.
So I teased this a little bit ago, but I got to look at the Yankees need to trade for Anthony Benintendi. Like, I love Hicks and love Gallo, but just not right now on the field. They need an outfielder that can ultimately get on base, be that lefty that can hit that short porch. I look at what Anthony Benintendi has done this year, batting Andrew Benintendi, sorry, I said Anthony. Andrew Benintendi, batting .320 on the year. He's got 21 RBIs. That's more than Gallo and Aaron Hicks have. I look at Aaron Hicks's OPS at 603, Gallo's OPS at 617. Benintendi's higher than that. I just look at it as being a situation where if you're the Yankees and you want to get to the World Series, we're talking about this World Series or bust, you can't afford to have two outfielders that aren't giving you any production whatsoever from an offensive standpoint. So I look at Andrew Benintendi being the best person. The Yankees have the package to be able to go get him with prospects. I think he's going to be the trade deadline piece that the Yankees go for to add that offensive and that Gold Glove mentality out there in the outfield as well. Oh, and he's played in a really large market like the Red Sox before, so he'll be no stranger to the pressures of New York City.
So can you prove him wrong, Keith? Are you on board with this move?
I'm with you, but I'm going to try and prove you wrong just because that's the segment. You just mentioned him being from Boston, that Boston in his blood. I don't know, but obviously everyone has floated his name out as a trade target when you see what Hicks and Gallo have done so far. But Hicks and Gallo together had their best game last night. They got on base 7 times. Gallo hit against the shift and to the opposite field. I was pumped up watching that. So I wouldn't say that the Yankees need Andrew Benintendi, but we would take him. Also, Miguel Andujar exists. Tim LeCastro is coming back. There are other options for the...
Andujar wants out.
I know he wants out, but that doesn't mean we have to trade him. So I don't know. Don't get me wrong. If they made this move for a left-handed hitter like Benintendi, who's, like you said, played in a World Series, awesome, plug him right in. But I don't think they need anything. They're the best team in baseball.
That's my point. Yes.
Yeah.
You were out there saying, like, you can't have these outfielders, Gallo and Hicks, who aren't producing, but clearly you can have them not producing and still be on this sort of historic winning streak or percentages. And so, fine, let them, like, Gallo is a great defender. He's got 2 Gold Gloves. Like, you can give them some time to figure it out. We're a third of the way through the season. You don't need to be overreacting like that. Now
But I look at if you're looking at a team, we're talking World Series or bust. If you go to the playoffs and you look for these guys that have maybe a Stanton has some trouble, Judge has some trouble, and then you look at Gallo and Hicks continue doing what they're doing, like there has to be some type of change within the lineup for me in order for this team to be the team that they're saying that they can be in the World Series. Yeah, it's cool. You're 40 games in or
40
whatever.
wins, yeah.
But 40 wins in. But I look at this as a situation where if we're talking 162 and then playoffs when you're playing great teams every single day, that's when I have an issue with, man, am I not getting the production I should be? Or I look back and I'm like, man, I could have gotten somebody. So that's where I look at the Pinstripes have a great opportunity to get somebody like Andrew.
Especially when you factor in potential injuries and, again, 162, abbreviated spring training. You had the COVID year. I don't know if guys have the same endurance as they may have had in years past. So I could definitely see that as being a good option. By the way, he's a free agent next year, so he could be a good rental option for New York. Hannah.
First of all, I just want to say I think it's unfair to make your prove me wrong. Good team should go get a good player, then they'd be even better. That's an obvious
But that's what they're going to do. That's what good teams do.
I'm going to say prove me wrong. The Dodgers should get Shohei Ohtani.
These prove me wrongs are always tough, though.
You can just be like, oh, yeah, they should get a really good player, then they'd be better. Mine, I go for controversy. You know that. We talked to Eli White earlier on the show. I asked him, what's more exciting? What are you prouder of, hitting a home run or robbing a home run? And he said, robbing a home run. I think home run robberies are the most exciting play in baseball. And there's 2 reasons for that. There's one, the stakes. So, okay, when you hit a home run, you big swing, that's what we always see, that slow-mo from the side, it's going out. You're like, that's amazing. That's the biggest sort of swing in a game that can happen in a single instant. They're going to score a bunch of runs. Usually that takes a while. You got to manufacture them. Can't believe they're going to do all that on one play. Okay, if a guy robs the home run, you've suddenly seen a reversal of all that drama you were preparing for. A home run is an amazing play because of how impactful it is on the game, but it's not that surprising. It's not like once the swing is done, now you're just watching the ball sail into the air. They can run around the bases however slowly they want. You add a home run robbery into that, you've just seen a flip in fortunes. There's nothing more exciting than a home run.
But it's only one out. It's only one out. What about a unassisted double play, a triple play? It's only one out.
Or a walk-off.
Or a walk-off that ends the game.
A walk-off is a situation.
Exciting.
That's not a play.
A grand slam that clears the bases.
Okay, but here, imagine this.
Hannah, I would argue, to your point, the situation becomes important with the robbery as well, because you look at what Eli White did against the Tampa Bay Rays. He took away a 3-run homer from G-Man Choi in the first inning. So it does depend on the situation, because that was a huge situation. That's a totally different game. Now, if they're down 7-1 and you make a catch, there's some different situations in that sense. It's not going to be as important, but I think it's all about the situation.
But I just think a home run robbery is one of the most aesthetically interesting, surprising, impactful, and like at the end of the year, I would much rather watch a supercut of home run robberies than home run swings. They're going to be much more varied, much more sort of athletic looking, and just really cool. I love a home run.
I think you just made your case.
I like that.
Like
That's
at the end of the year, I want to see a highlight.
I want to see a highlight reel of all the home run robberies.
Sports Center.
I told our producers I was going to do this because last week we had to come up with our favorite, and I was like, guys, I'm just sitting here just watching them. I was like, I'm loving these home run robbery compilations.
Didn't you had like a list of like 5, and X was like, oh, 2 of those were mine. Keith, what you got?
Here we go. This one's easy. I don't think anyone can prove me wrong on this in any sport. And you guys know I'm a multi-sport guy, played all sports. MLB has the best all-star game in sports. Hands down, it's not close. NBA, they've changed the NBA to the point where no one even watches the NBA all-star game. NHL, I tried to watch this year out in Vegas. It was cool, but enough about that. The Midsummer Classic, there's so many moments that we get from this. It is a baseball festival. I talk about it as like the whole baseball world coming together for 3-4 days. The Home Run Derby has improved with the changes. The Home Run Derby is awesome. But then when you get to see all these different guys play baseball together, and some of these guys actually play. I know some guys groove pitches or whatever, but I think it's the most competitive game. Like in the NFL, they don't even tackle guys. The MLB All-Star Game is the best All-Star game out of all the major sports.
Okay, here's the thing. I agree, best All-Star game out of all the major sports, but the Home Run Derby, more exciting.
It's part of it. That's what
more exciting than the All-Star game.
But it's part of it.
Here's a little not behind the scenes, but under the hood.
Inside baseball?
Yeah, a little inside baseball. I've been to a couple All-Star games and been around a bunch of other writers. We all leave early in the All-Star game.
No way. Oh,
and
yes,
we stay to the Home Run Derby.
Yeah.
That's what people told me. My first year covering the All-Star game, they said it's really cool because you're all together. People are all over the country normally, and they said go out to dinner the night of the All-Star game because you're going to want to stay for the end of the Home Run Derby.
The Derby is so
Derby,
exciting.
you stay through the whole thing because you need to see who wins.
You need to see who wins.
The All-Star game, it's about the pageantry in the beginning, seeing all the different players together, different caps, whatever. And then there's no stakes anymore. It used to be that the winner, the winner of the AL or NL gets home field. Now that there's no stakes, it's like you don't need to see who wins at the end.
And most of the
that would have been better
end up leaving early on.
Prove me wrong.
For next time.
Home Run Derby better than the All-Star game.
I like them both.
Yeah, I hate to agree with Keith, but I mean, definitely got to be the best in sports just because it's actually, you try. Like the guys try, and it's hard not to try playing baseball, right? All the other contact sports and basketball, when guys are not playing defense and all that, and the same thing with hockey and soccer, those are situations where you can kind of ease off a little bit. Baseball, it's really hard to ease off, especially when you're so used to doing something the same way repetitively for 180 to 200 days. So I look at that being one of the biggest reasons why guys are so competitive in the All-Star game.
Yeah, you're definitely risking that injury. I'm going to say it's slightly above the NHL All-Star game. Obviously, full disclosure, NHL Network is our sister network, and I cover a lot of hockey. I love the 3-on-3 playoff style, or overtime style. There we go. Words are hard sometimes. So to me, I think it's really exciting, but baseball definitely takes the cake. Okay, so my prove me wrong. I think I'm going to get a little bit of hate for this one, but I'm here to tell you that the latest tradition on the north side of Chicago that is known as the Cup Snake is better than the Wrigley 7th inning stretch. You want to be controversial, Hannah? I'm going to see that and raise you this. So now I know. I have had respect, though, for the history of the 7th inning stretch there at Wrigley and the late, great Harry Carey. But I would much rather partake in and watch a tradition that involves all the fans, incorporates teamwork and cooperation, is visually stimulating, helps the Wrigley staff recycle, but most importantly, is so goofy and so bizarre and exactly what makes this sport so beautifully weird and is the reason why we're all so passionate about this game. So, prove me wrong, the Cup Snake is a better tradition than the 7th inning stretch. Come at me.
It's not.
Come
Hannah, do you want to go first?
tradition.
I was going to say, it hasn't even been around
It
as
is
long.
now. No, it's just a thing they did that one time.
They do it all the time.
They do it a lot.
Have you guys sat in the bleachers at Wrigley?
No, I've been to like 2 games there.
I've been to like 6 games at Wrigley, and I like the antics that go on, but they have nothing to do with the game. And they only involve one section of a couple fans that are drinking, and people are just passing them cups, and they're making this spectacle during the game. It has nothing to do with the game.
This was a stadium-wide initiative. Look at all those cups.
You think that involved everyone?
Each one of those people had 10 beers at least. But the thing about the 7th inning is they have celebrities come in and sing, and the whole stadium joins in. And no matter whether the Cubs are winning,
They're terrible.
No matter whether the Cubs are winning or losing, they say, "Let's get some runs," and the whole stadium erupts. I love it.
For every like Eddie Vedder you're gonna get like 20 Ozzy Osbournes in that thing. It was so cringy.
That's like, what's great about it, though.
It's so cringe.
Hey,
I
hey.
mean, I had to have a hot take here, right? X, go.
I'm on board with you, LG. Like, this is something that every stadium should be doing during the 7th inning stretch. Like, everybody should be doing it. Let's have it go all the way across the whole stadium, see how far it can go vertically and horizontally. Like, I'm all here for, even if you start doing beers, you can do regular cups, you can do stuff that you hold food in, like whatever it is. Like, just start doing everything, because
You can write
that could probably
things. Yeah.
Connect the
that could be
stadium.
one of the most
What happened to
entertaining things we
COVID? This
see.
is gross.
Yeah, I don't want your drunk beer can. You know what? I appreciated the recycling.
Yeah, thank you. See, I was trying to find like a positive spin. I had to go out on a limb on this one. I wanted to incorporate the Cup Snake, and
No,
this
good
is
job.
how I was going to do it.